What do you think? We got this time? This is a copy of Panic Restaurant. According to Price Chugger, as of filming this video, it is one of the more valuable NES games. But when it's not working at all, it ain't worth much. You see, sometimes when people send me games for open cart surgery, they'll send me a message, an email saying, hey, I have this game, what do you think? And they're like, what do you charge? It's like, I don't charge anything. And I'm happy to, I mean, mostly they just say, oh, here's the game, and if it works, great, give it away. If it doesn't work, then, you know, whatever, you could throw it away, doesn't matter. But there's nothing like that with this one. So I was like, well, I don't want to do a board swap in case they want it back or something like that. I hadn't heard. Well, it turns out they were emailing me, but it was always showing up in my spam. So they did finally get through and say, hey, that's mine, here's proof that it's mine, and if you want to do a board swap, go for it. So yes, we're going to do a board swap. First, we need a compatible board. Let's go. And away we go. It's a yellow. They don't have it here. Okay. I mean, not a lot here. Maybe. Nope. I am looking for a copy of. Here it is. At $5.99. Works for me. Here we have a copy of a Stynex. $5 game here. The board in this works for a lot of those like higher end games, you know, as far as like the circuitry and stuff, and it's like a $5 game, you know, so if I can get, it sucks because I love this game. I actually really like this game. I wish it was like a sports game that, you know, whatever, but there are abundant of these, and I'd rather have this working than this working. First, let's see if this is working. Wouldn't that be funny if it doesn't? So I got my little setup over here. Stynex, in you go. Uh-oh. I didn't even test it or anything yet. Uh-oh. Well, we gotta open it up anyway. It's a little open cart surgery reception. Let's see if we can get a Stynex working first. Might change the whole dynamic of the video. Might have to go back and find another one. Oh god, this game's filthy. Yeah, it probably just needs to be cleaned. Oh man, I've seen cleaner teeth on a woman drinking a big gulp on North First in Yakima. You can take a wild guess though on what a woman drinking a 32-ounce drink standing on North First in my town, and what that would be a sign for if you see someone like that doing that in that area of town and not moving. Well, you know. But you don't know how long these games have been in storage, you know, and they're not testing them every time they come out. Some people do. I mean, I think they should, but I don't trust anybody with that kind of stuff. You're gonna pop it in your own console, which I should have done that first. I should have at least taken through a one-up card first. Didn't even do that. A lot better, don't you think? I think so. You can pop the game in just like that. I'm using a top loader here. Oh, come on, look at that. A success! Now that it works, let's sacrifice it. I remember renting Panic Restaurant at Crazy Mike's Video. It was a Northwest chain. My favorite store in town. It's my favorite rental store in town. I know everyone has nostalgic memories about Blockbuster. To me, Blockbuster was the worst. Maybe it was the only one in your town, though. I don't know. Remember these? Man, talk about a throwback. If I get Panic Restaurant to work, I'm gonna enjoy myself one of these, a little celebratory Panic Restaurant working, bringing this back. It's not the original one, but you know, I found this at Grocery Outlet, at least in my town. So maybe they have them in your town. This right here is the Hako FR301. This is not your beginner thing. It's a standard though when it comes to desoldering guns. It has that tip right down the middle. It has the hole right there, just like Bill Alfonso, right down the middle. And when you touch each pin, it melts the solder, pull the trigger, it puts it up into here, nice and clean, nice and safe. I took forever to upgrade because I wouldn't jump right into one. However, I started with like a simple bulb sucker at first. And then from there, I was like, okay, well, now that I'm doing this more often, I'm going to, you know, I'll actually, you know, upgrade a little bit. And then my other one broke, and then somebody actually gifted me this one, you know, a couple of years ago or something. So can't thank you enough. We're just going to go through just these two things. We're just going to remove them. That's it. And they have devices that hold everything in place for you, but I'm just, like I said, I'm old school. And it's kind of hard to see, but right above where the pin is, there's like these empty spots. Make me change out the battery halfway through filming. Come on now. As I was saying, right above where those are, there's these 4 little spots where pins could go. I'm going to remove those. Focus, hello. I'm going to remove those 2 just in case. I haven't done Panic Restaurant yet, but we'll do that next. But since we can, just in case, when I swapped out the battery, I turned this off. So this should still be warm though. Nice. I mean, you could even maybe kind of blurry from far away, but you should be able to see it just kind of magically disappear. Love it. Pristine as possible, this board will become our new board for Panic Restaurant. But it feels like it was such a clean job. Look at that, just like butter. Dispose of this properly. Never mind Legos, I've stepped on that in the middle of the night. Woo! Listen, not a good look. And this one, oh, this one's great, come on. Usually Nintendo games aren't this easy, but this one's gonna be gracious enough to me. Well, I thought it was. Pin right in the back, there we go. All right, the other ones, chuck them, whatever you wanna do. It's fine, the game still works. I mean, if you ever find like another game with a bad ROM or something like that, maybe you can put, remove that one, put it back on there, but this is the one I want. I'm gonna look at the front part of it too. I did the back part, I'm gonna look at the front, because sometimes the solder kind of goes up and over and gets cold on the other side, but everything on this side looks great. This is a best case scenario, so I'm really happy about this. I'm coming out. Oh, so, on this board, where I made the holes available, they're still available right here. So I didn't have to do that, but don't mind that I did. This is such a grungy board anyway. All right, same thing. And this time, just like before, I'm going to put these two onto that new board. So we sacrificed, we said a little prayer for a Stynax. I love that game. Dusty and stuff. I have no idea where this was. Some of these solder points are super old, and I don't want to break anything either, so we're gonna see what we can do. So I do have this, which kind of like, picks it up like that. Right on the end there, right on the end. So you know what we're gonna do? We still got this guy. We'll see what's going on here. The part I thought wouldn't have given me grief is giving me grief, and the other side was like, well, I don't know about that. No, that one's doing fine. So let's see what's, all right, did that do it? Sure did. Keep this safe. This is literally Panic Restaurant. I need like a nurse. Woo! Oh, hold on. Could have been bad. Could have been bad. It's supposed to come out all at once, not at an angle like that. Everything else looks fine with the exception of one. Because if one of those pins breaks, could be very bad. Very, very bad. Got super nervous when that happened because I was like, it can be that easy. And then, I mean, the pins are so brittle. The legs of these chips are so brittle that if it breaks off, I mean, if there's enough something there, like enough of a piece there, you might be able to wire it into it directly. I've done that before. So it wouldn't have been the end of the world. However, I don't want to have to do any of that. Just fall out. It fell out a bunch, and then it just stopped again. There we go. I am going to take a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol, I think. Just a Q-tip and rubbing alcohol, not a bright boy. I mean, not a one-up card. So let's put, here's the good board. This is the Stynax board. And we're going to put these pins back on here. Now remember, there's two of them. And if you're like, well, which pin goes where? Well, on the chip itself and on the board. Well, here, let's, come here. Hopefully that works out okay for you. This is the board. Here you can kind of see it. And then these are the two chips. And you're just like, well, what goes where? Well, fortunately, oh, here, there's only so much room I have here with the camera and everything. So here's the board, and then here's the two chips. And if you're like, well, what goes where, and how do I put it in there, which direction and everything, well, you'll see a little notch there, and a little notch there. A little notch there, well, this one's upside down. So like that. And then it also tells you, it says PRG or CHR. And on the board itself, CHR, PRG. So these are crisscrossed like that. And if there's not enough pins, like there's too many places to put it, you always set it back as far as it'll go. So this will set like right there, and then this one here will take up the entire thing. So let's put them in first, and then let's solder them into place. Pin that was giving me such grief on the last one still had solder on it, so it wasn't quite going in, but I just kind of melted it and just kind of pushed it in the rest of the way. So it's, see, all the pins are on the other side now. Well, you can't because I'm all out of frame here. It's funny when literally my phone has better focus than this thing. Well, there you go. Okay, so I see stuff on the other side. I think we're gonna be okay. Now let's solder all these into place. With any luck, we'll have ourselves a working Panic Restaurant. Got a bit of a camera in my face. It's hard to get my crazy eyes going here. Make a little bit
And watch it kind of get sunk into the pool there. Into the deal. Don't need a lot, just enough.
Board swap, Panic Restaurant on a working Styanax. Make it a win, please. It's the same thing. So the old board works, apparently. Must be something wrong with the character ROM, the CHR chip. Just for fun, I took that old dirty Panic Restaurant board and put a Styanax back on here. Will it work? It was funny, I was hoping to get a Panic Restaurant working, but wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be something if we used a Panic Restaurant board to get a Styanax working again? Come on now. Hilarious. It was never the board to begin with. Even though it looked dirty, grungy, dusty, it was never the board to begin with. And here's a Styanax with a Panic Restaurant board. Quite the twist ending here. But I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know on the Panic Restaurant. Gotta be something with the CHR because the program stuff works. But everything looked fine to me. I don't know. What do you think?